Hey, what is up, guys? Alex here from Tech Inspected, coming to you with a quick unboxing and test of the Honor X5 Plus. Now, this is a super entry-level Android device. It's powered by a Helio G36 processor. Oh, come back. I don't leave yet. It's got a 90 hertz display and 50 megapixel camera. Is that enough to pique your interest? Because obviously, the Helio G36 processor is very entry-level kind of stuff. For the 6,000 peso price point, or generally the prices do go down to about 5,500 Philippine pesos, or even less than that with vouchers and stuff like that. So in US terms, that is about 100 US dollars. So is this enough? We have 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage with micro SD card slot, dual SIM LTE, Android 13, and aforementioned 90 hertz display and 50 megapixel camera with a 2 megapixel depth sensor at the back, 5 megapixel selfies. Is that enough for the 5,500 Philippine peso or 6,000 Philippine peso price point? We're going to find out. We don't have a lot of time with this. I will rush through the unboxing and the tests, but you know, we just need to know if it's worth the 5,500 Philippine peso, or does the Helio G36 really hamper the performance of this guy? We'll find out in a bit. Like, comment, subscribe. See you after the intro. Bye. Okay, so this is the Honor X5 Plus box, and it is thicker, so it should have the accessories. By the way, this is my Honor Pad X9. I love this thing. It's a pretty good tablet there. And let's get it out of the box. All right, so X5 Plus with a sticker in front there. Yes, I'm not, delaying this unboxing. 5,200 milliampere battery. I forgot to mention that. That's pretty nice. Slightly bigger than your typical budget battery size. It is attractive looking. AI camera f1.8, it says there. And then we'll peel this off. Ooh. This is a 6.56 inch display. We have a fingerprint sensor on the side. I'm powering it on. We have a 5 megapixel selfie camera there. We have a pre-installed screen protector on the flat display. You can see there. This is a TFT LCD, so it's going to be interesting to see the quality of that display. It looks pretty nice so far. We have flat-ish sides and a bit of a lip, which I'm guessing is for a case. We'll see if the box has a case on it. It looks like we have our SIM tray there. This is the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner and power button is combined. We have a volume rocker on top of it. It seems to be low, but I think it's just right. Let's look at the other parts of the box here. We have a charger. This charger, let's see, does up to 10 watts. So we do have a kind of a slow-ish charger. This is faster than 5 watts, but definitely slow. We have a Type-C cable. No headphones, but we don't usually need those. I mean, usually a lot of people have TWS these days. Let's set this up, and I can see, obviously, the SIM ejector tool. We have some paperwork as well. And then we have a case that is included in the box. So as far as the included accessories go for the Honor X5 Plus, for the 6,000 pesos, 5,500 Philippine pesos, or such like that, we do get a case. We do get the charger, the 10-watt charger, the USB cable, and the pre-installed screen protector and the SIM ejector tool. Okay, so this is the Honor X5 Plus. This is a 6.56 inch TFT 90 hertz display. The viewing angles are decent, but you can definitely tell that this is a TFT display. Now, the camera doesn't do the display that much of justice because, in my opinion, with your own eyesight, the viewing angles are decent. But it's not going to beat any IPS or AMOLED displays because it is TFT. 6.56 inches, 90 hertz. You do notice the 90 hertz in some cases, but with the Helio G36 processor, it does struggle sometimes when you're loading the app drawer. It does struggle a little bit. But yeah, this is a nice looking display. It does a pretty decent job. We have a water dewdrop notch up top. We do have a decent amount of bezel on the bottom, but that is to be expected from a typical budget smartphone. On the left side, we have nothing. It's just bare sort of metallic plastic here. On top, we have the SIM tray or SD card tray. On the right, we have a fingerprint scanner plus power button, volume up and down. And on the bottom, we have a headphone jack, Type-C port, which is USB 2, I believe, and then our speaker grill on the bottom there. We have Honor badging right here. We have some trademark stuff back there, bottom there. And then we have AI camera ASPH f1.8. One of these is 50 megapixels. The other is a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And we do have an LED flash. This texture on the back here is pretty nice. This one does pick up some fingerprints. This texture, in my opinion, feels good. Though there was a sticker there when I tried to pull it, the plastic did sort of pull away from the back. But that's never going to happen anymore as long as you don't put stickers on the back of this. And you're going to put it in a case anyway, so not going to be a problem. So overall, I think the design is nice. It is a very standard, basic entry-level phone, but it looks nice nevertheless. And it feels pretty solid. Okay, so we're looking at the micro SD and nano SIM slot for the Honor X5 Plus. It is a hybrid slot, so you do have to sacrifice your second SIM if you want to have a micro SD card in your phone. You can see there's a bit of a rubber seal. The orange reddish thing right there is the rubber seal. So it adds a little bit of rubber sealing from water ingress, but the phone itself does not have any official IP rating for water and dust resistance, but any rubber sealing does help. Okay, so let's talk about the user interface here. First of all, let's try the fingerprint scanner. Unlocks pretty good. Let's try the face unlock. That works pretty good. I do have a microphone in front of me as well. And of course, you can use your pin unlock and whatnot. So those are pretty good. As you notice, the unlock speed is pretty decent. The user interface is near stock-ish Android. It does have a little Honor skin on there, Magic OS, I believe. You can see when you pull down this side right here, it does give you some sort of like a control panel thing. And then if you pull down on the left side, it shows you your notifications. It does have a slightly different UI here, but overall, you can understand what's going on. And you can enable the app drawer here if you wish, but it does come by default without the app drawer. It's in the settings. So let's talk about some of the, that's not it. That's not what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the UI things. So when you boot this up, you do have Google Discover first. These are the pre-installed apps. You get High Honor, My Honor, App Market, Yo-Yo Suggestion. So these are pretty standard. But you do get a couple of games sort of shortcut pre-installed. You have Game Center, Top Apps, Netflix, Facebook, TikTok, and Booking.com as sort of your mini bloatware. It's not a lot. It's not like huge amounts of bloatware. So I do commend Honor for not filling their phone up with bloat. But you do get like some of the like pre-installed games and stuff. All right, let's talk about the Antutu score. We have 135858. Not a high scoring device, as you can see, defeated 1% of users. This is not a high-performing phone. Helio G36 is semi-old now, pretty old. I think the G36 is just barely powerful enough to actually run the regular Android version, not the Go version. Our security level is Widevine L3. That means you do not get HD on Netflix and stuff. So that is a bit of a bummer because we have L3 here. That means you only get SD Netflix. Our sensor box includes accelerometer, light sensor, proximity, and sound sensor. You do not get a gyroscope and whatnot. We have 10 touch points on the screen, so it's a pretty high-end screen, and that's about it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the Honor X5 Plus has a 90 Hz display and a Helio G35 processor. That being said, only on the Google Discover, which I thank Honor for giving us our Google Discover instead of their own proprietary adware kind of, shelf here on the left side. That's the only place I noticed that the interface goes up to 90 hertz. It's pretty hard for the interface to actually hit 90 hertz on most of the applications. When you're scrolling here, I cannot really tell if it's 90 hertz. It's probably more than 60. I don't know, but I cannot really get the 90 hertz with the Helio G36. It's just not powerful enough to warrant the 90 hertz. It's nicer that you have the 90 hertz, but it's just not powerful enough. So I don't know if that's going to be a unique selling point, because we prefer a better processor than this. Okay, guys, so we're playing Mobile Legends here. We've set it to high frame rate, which maxes at 60. Here are our graphics settings, and we'll just get to starting here. I believe this is the bot versus bot game or something. I think we're playing with bot team or something. This is our frame rate up here. We're doing 30 FPS right now, 33, 27. Got him. 33 FPS right now. 29. I noticed earlier that it stuttered quite a bit sometimes when loading some moves and some assets. No, I'm hitting the creep. I don't like this. So 33 FPS. It's playable, but the stutters might not be the best, especially when you're being very competitive in the game. It is playable. When I first played earlier, there was more stutters. Right now, there's a lot less stutters. So maybe as long as you keep playing and the assets have been loaded into memory. By the way, I'm running on the game setting here. It can go balanced or game. And game gives you more performance, less battery life, and maybe extra heating. We're going to go test the heat generated by the phone in a bit. Now, we've only been playing like 2.5 minutes so far. So it's not exactly a long-term gaming test, but we are going to see what the temperature is at once we finish with the match here. Yeah, so 29 FPS, 34 FPS. It hovers around the low 30s, high 20s. That is the frame rate. As you can see, it does go up to 60 FPS during the victory screen. So can't really do much with that. We've been playing 3 minutes. We'll see what the frame rate's gonna go away once I unplug this. We'll see what the temperature is on the phone. Gonna remove this case. $37. Well, let's turn on the laser so I know where I'm going here. I don't think I have the laser anymore. 37.8. 37.8 seems to be the highest here. 40. Maybe on the glass? My laser is gone. Where's my laser? Yeah, we got about 40 degrees. Okay, so see, here are some of the photos taken with the Honor X5 Plus. As you can see here, the shot is actually kind of detailed. This is a 12 megapixel resulting image from the 50 megapixel sensor. Though I have taken a few because some of them tend to be blurry because the shutter lag on the phone itself with the Helio G36 is a little slow, and the wind sometimes pushes the flowers, so it does tend to be blurry. But this is a pretty good shot. This is a selfie shot with front lit. You can see the color banding a little bit and maybe over sharpening a little bit, but it looks okay. And then here's a backlit shot, also decent. So these are 5 megapixel selfies. This is a 2x zoom on a black cat. It's not bad, it's okay, but you definitely don't want to be posting this kind of quality. This is a decent photo as well. This is 10x zoom. You can do 10x zoom, but as I mentioned, definitely not shareable here. This is a wide shot, and the resolve detail is pretty decent. Though the contrast, they tend to like over contrast this. I would lower the contrast. It's so busy right now, but this is what the it's sort of a bunch of trees here. I don't know what this is. This is a pretty good looking flower. It's a pretty big. What the Honor X5 Plus does, and actually a lot of cameras does, is sort of make the background bluish. They just don't understand that the leaves are green when you're taking a photo of a very, very yellow flower here. This is what I would normally say is the actual color of the flower versus a gray background here. Pretty decent detail though. Same as here. It didn't have a lot of dynamic range to pick up the sky, but the flowers are quite nice. The 50 megapixel sensor doing quite a decent amount of work here. Same here. This is slightly blurry, and this is the sharpest shot I got off this flower here because the wind was pushing it and the camera was a little slow, as you should expect from a Helio G36 processor. It's a pretty decent color of flowers here. I don't know the bokeh. Is it bokeh or just blurriness? It looks good. The color rendition is pretty good as well. This is some bananas. Bananas didn't pick up a lot of dynamic range, but this is better than what the viewfinder was showing. The viewfinder was showing that the background was all white, but the Honor processing still manages to give us a little bit of the background in bluish white color. It's crazy because I noticed this with other Honor phones. They do HDR quite to 11. This is a 10x zoom of the cat.
Hello,
and I think that's it. We'll do the video later. I'll show you in full screen. Okay, this is a 1080p video sample. This is the back of our house, and I noticed it might not have EIS, so might be a little shaky. This tree is getting decently sized. So yeah, it's about 5 p.m. A little shady back here, but should be enough light for most cameras. Hello, this is a selfie video sample of the Honor X5 Plus. You have a white background. It's about 4:40 p.m. What does it look like? All right, so yeah, Honor X5 Plus. I'm gonna say it outright. I'm not a big fan of the phone. The Helio G36 is really tough to recommend, for 6,000 or 5,500 or even 5,000 Philippine pesos. You can get Helio G80 for way less than 5,000 Philippine pesos. Now, you do not get the 90 hertz display, the 5,200 milliamp hour battery. The side-mounted fingerprints sometimes don't even show up in some of the other budget phones, but I would prefer that because you do get a better processor than the Helio G36. Now, I'm not gonna say the Helio G36 is unusable. It is at the baseline of usable. It can run Instagram, it can run Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that. Unfortunately, Widevine L3, so no HD on Netflix, but maybe with the kind of phone that this is, you don't really mind SD Netflix. It's a very competent phone, but it might be having trouble against the competition because the competition have way better performance than this. And that's all I can say, even though the camera is pretty good in my opinion, and the Honor OS and the lesser bloatware than most competition is actually good points for the Honor X5 Plus. So there you have it. If you want to buy it, I'll have a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked this video. See you again next time. Have a good day. Bye.